Rocket Pat here. All right, guys, this is one of those pissed off days in the jungle. You want to lose a good mechanic? Do this. Number one way to lose me as a mechanic is have somebody else put their damn hands on your car after I worked on it. Doors on this car, okay, customer brings the car to me wanting to put all new weather stripping in it. I advised him at that point, he said he was going to get it painted too. I said, why don't you get it painted and then let me put the weather stripping in? No, that ain't the way it worked. I spent countless hours working on them damn doors, getting everything correct. Only to have somebody else take the crap apart and none of it works properly now. I got a phone call about 4 or 5 months ago, him saying something about the door latch that I put on the car no longer worked and he couldn't get the car couldn't get the driver's door open. And we already discussed that in another video where all the problem was that it was locked and he couldn't unlock it with the key because whoever put the door panels back on has done something with the push rod lock and it's all bound up and it's tight. If he'd have crawled in there and unlocked the door from the inside using the manual way, not the door, not the electrics or the fucking key, but the manual, pull the damn button, then he would have got it unlocked. But no, the first reaction is, oh, well, the last person that put their hands on it, that something must have went wrong where Pat Gold put the parts on. No, somebody else put their damn hands on it after I did. Now, the car was here this time for me to fix all that, as for one thing. That gets dropped on me. But the main reason why the call came in was because the brakes were screwed up. The brakes, when I got the car here, had no vacuum boost. So I painstakingly yesterday put a vacuum booster in this car. And if you've never done this, yeah, your back's going to fucking feel it. I promise you. So I get the vacuum booster in this car. Now, while I had moved it around and everything, I hadn't really opened the hood. I noticed when I did open the hood to pull the booster out that there's a new intake manifold and a Holley carburetor on there. A while back, me and this guy discussed leaving the engine alone. Stock. Had a quarter jet on it. Ran beautifully. I spent a couple hours making sure the carburetor was tuned up right and that the choke was working right so that it would start every time he hit the key. Had it running beautifully. Brakes worked beautifully. Get the new booster in this car, finally get brake boost, but the pedal feels weird. Start thinking about that intake manifold and that carburetor, and hey man, did this dude change this camshaft? I called him up this morning and asked him, hey man, did you change the camshaft on this engine? Well, yeah, my brother-in-law and me. That's why the brake pedal is pulsating. You can feel the vacuum, and if I slam on the brakes, the engine dies. I checked vacuum yesterday, and it's got like 14, 15 inches of vacuum. I need 18 to 20 to work these brakes properly. I tell him so, and all of a sudden now, his brother-in-law has got 40 years working on cars. Why the fuck is it at my garage? Real quick way to lose your fucking goddamn mechanic. I don't have to work on this old piece of shit, okay? I chose to take it in to help the guy out, all right? I make my living working on your 2007, 2008, 2020, whatever the fuck it is you drive, okay? I don't make my living off of this shit, only to have somebody come along behind me and tear it apart, and then it comes back to my garage. Does that make sense, guys? I don't work on this shit for a living. I work on this shit to either help somebody out or as a hobby, okay? And it's a real quick way to lose this mechanic right here. Let somebody else work on the car after I've done, And then when I tell you what they did wrong, and you want to now make me the guy that somehow I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. All right, guys, well, there's my little rant on this car will never be seen in my garage again. Y'all keep rocking and a rolling and a rolling and a rocking. I got some unwinding to do.